Hi guys, welcome back to Manifest with Armine. My name is Armine and I'm a law of attraction consultant. This video is to answer a question that was asked in the comment section of a previous video, and that is, how do we know that we've impressed the subconscious mind? So the first part of that question was, um, they say to focus on your desire, because the more you focus on it, you bring it into reality, as in you bring it from the unseen to the seen. And then other times, even the same teachers could say, just focus on it, feel good about it, and let it go, and just be confident and feel good that it's done. So the answer to that question is, it's a combination of the two, and you yourself are going to navigate through your own experience, through your own feelings, what in a certain scenario you need to do, or where you are, and how to take it from there. And I know that might kind of leave you like like the dust, as in like, okay, that means nothing for me, but I'll help you out to just help you navigate just a little bit. For example, if you're focusing on it and it feels good, then focus on it. And if you're focusing on it just to the point where it feels like you receive an emotional reaction, that is what Neville would have called the explosion. So once that happens, then that means that it has been impressed in your subconscious mind, and you now have shifted your paradigm. So you can rest in knowing that it is done. And it doesn't mean that resting in knowing that it's done doesn't mean that you would just like walk away from it and then never think about it again, or you don't have to think about it again. However, you will not, especially if it's a desire that you have, that's something that is special to you, or you wanted it for a reason, right? So clearly that topic is going to cross your mind. But when it crosses your mind, you'll notice that once your subconscious mind has been impressed with that as being done, you don't have any tension about it. You don't have any resistance towards it. So it'll just feel like it's a natural part of your life, and you feel at ease about it, and which means that you are putting yourself in alignment with it, and you are allowing it to come into your life in the best possible way, which is really where you want to be. As for like, why does it say focus it into reality? That's just the first part, and that's the first part. And you don't like focus on it until it shows up, because if you keep telling yourself, I need to focus on it, then you're not paying attention to your own vibration and the frequency you're on, if you're allowing it to actually appear. Because it doesn't take that much mental work to get into the receiving mode, to live in the ends, to feel it real. It doesn't take that much mental effort. It could at first, because it's something new, and it's new, like your brain is firing in a different way. You're training it to work in a different way, because you're training it away from the default way your brain function would fire, in the way that your neurotransmitters, or whatever you want to call them, would connect. So that's why at first it feels like work. And sometimes, just like when people sit to meditate, they have a hard time with it. They say, I sit down and I can't clear my mind, or I sit down and I can't focus on what I want to focus on, because my mind keeps drifting. And that's because you're just not used to that, and your default has been to think about certain things. Like your mind will drift to a certain thing, or just not focus on what you're trying to focus on, whether it's nothingness or a specific thing, because that's not what your mind is used to doing. But that's the whole point, and why you want to sit down and meditate, or why you want to visualize, because you know that your mind is not used to thinking of these things so easily, thinking of the end result you want so easily, so you're training it. And that's really the point, and that is good. You want that. So there you go. Once you get yourself to kind of feel good about the topic, and once you can kind of put yourself in the feeling place of it, once you really feel good about it, you will come to a point where you just feel like natural about it. And you probably won't naturally feel the desire to really focus on it or visualize much longer. So you should stop doing that. You should just always go with your feeling. And because the reason that's happening is it's a good reason. It's because it's actually done. Like your work is done, and this is your Sabbath, and you rest in your Sabbath, and then it shows up, and your new world shows up for you. So don't worry about if your subconscious mind is impressed enough, because as long as you're doing that, it might feel very small, the difference of your paradigm shifting from one end of the stick, let's say, to another, because it's like I often refer to, you know, that example of, you know, on film, like when you're watching a movie in the theater, it's a huge picture, right? It's the big screen, but it's projected from a very relatively small film, right? And on that film, like the separation between two characters, or, you know, two different spots on the screen that look so huge, are actually very small and very close together on the film that they're running. So that small difference is what you need to do, and that's where your work is. And it just, when it's projected onto the screen of life, that is how it seems so big and so real. But the mental work is actually really small shifts. It's not a lot of work. It's just getting that first momentum going of thinking differently about what you want. That's where the work is. And then after that, you don't have to worry about focusing on it. There's nothing else to do. Your work is done. So hopefully that helped. Hopefully I answered your question. If you guys have any experiences with this, please comment below so other readers can know that they're not alone, that we all go through this. And if you'd like this video, please click like. If you'd like to subscribe and you have not done so yet, please do so. These are basically the kind of videos I make. I answer questions about manifesting, the law of attraction, mostly Neville Goddard's work, Abraham Hicks, Joseph Murphy, Florence Scovel Shinn. Those are the ones I focus on. And so if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe. That's it, guys. See you next time.